Da, ja sam zaposlenik.
We have been suffering for 3 years. They made promises but did not deliver. These protesters are out of food. They have lost their jobs.
The protests in Tuzla, which began Tuesday, are about an ongoing dispute involving former state-owned companies that were privatized and later filed for bankruptcy. Thousands gather in 4 other cities in solidarity with Tuzla workers, but also to protest against Bosnia's unemployment rate and indifferent politicians.
People have been unhappy for 20 years. They have no food, while a handful of others get fat paychecks. Politicians do not care about people.
Besides the unemployment rate, the privatization that followed the end of communism produced a handful of tycoons, almost wiped out the middle class, and sent the working class into poverty.
Građani i demonstranti u Tuzli uzeli su stvar u svoje ruke. Otkako je kriza izbila, svako veče sve više ljudi dolazi na plenum ne bili doprinijeli rešavanju problema u kantonu i državi.
Javni radni sastanak plenuma građanki i građana Tuzlanskog kantona.
Učesnici plenuma kažu da je to prostor koji dozvoljava raspravu. Mesto gde svako ima pravo na mišljenje i predlog. Mesto, kako tvrde, gde nema zabrane. Danima šire poruku da je ovo direktna demokratija, a vođa i portparola nema. Već na svakom sastajanju većinom glasova biraju moderatora diskusije.
Svi drugi načini djelovanja, osim plenumskog, osim ovakvog otvorenog rada, predstavljaju samo nastavak korumpiranog rada, lične promocije i bogaćenja i već poznate političke retorike.
Tuzlanski plenum svaki dan, kako kažu njegovi učesnici, ima sve veću podršku. Uspostavili su saradnju sa univerzitetom i dobili podršku opštine. Proglasima objavljuju svoje zahteve. Traže ekspertsku vladu, nastavak mirnih protesta i obustavljanje postupaka protiv onih za koje tvrde da je policija maltretirala.
Ovo je zapravo jedini način na koji može nešto da se postigne u smislu da građani vode neku riječ i kakvu u tome i da zahtijeva nešto od vlade i da vlada nešto po tome eventualno učini.
Koliko su ovi ljudi ozbiljni u svojoj nameri pokazuje i činjenica da je delegacija plenuma danas došla u kantonalnu skupštinu. Sve ono o čemu su pregovarali i što su predlagali prethodnih dana izneli su pred poslanicima koji treba da izaberu novu vladu Tuzlanskog kantona. Skupštinski predstavnici su ih saslušali.
Pokret iza koga stoje svi građani Tuzlanskog kantona, bez obzira na ime, naciju, zaposlenje.
Isto kao što je Tuzla pokrenula demonstracije, pokrenula je i ideju. Tuzlanski plenum već je inspirisao mnoge u Bosni i Hercegovini. Stefan Goranović, Al Jazeera, Tuzla.
Hi, my name is Emir Hodzic. I'm the human rights activist in Bosnia and Herzegovina. We've just finished our second plenum in Sarajevo after the protests that started from Tuzla and spread throughout Bosnia and Herzegovina, especially in Federation. I'm extremely proud that after 20 years of corruption and an oligarchy, that people have finally got together and demand justice, social justice. So these protests that you've seen in Bosnia and Herzegovina is a socio-economic revolt, and this is the first time that the citizens gathered together to articulate their demands. And we have seen resignations, but we're going to apply even more pressure. One of the demands is that everybody, and that made me extremely happy, applauded and greeted, was that reduce of pay for the politicians in power, because they have been stealing from us for 20 years. Bosnia basically has been a corrupt cesspool of politicians that became oligarchs in this country. So we are seeing now a positive move forward where citizens use direct action and direct democracy, and so we're having theory and practice, we have street, and then we have plenum. So we are now getting organized and looking with other cities around Bosnia and Herzegovina, and we are demanding directly, without the political elite, we demand directly that our demands get heard.
Yeah, Emir, can you mention maybe some other demands that were?
One of the demands that I already mentioned is a reduction of pay and the perks that politicians have. Also, we want a revision into the dodgy privatizations. We want an inquiry into dodgy privatizations that have been going on in Bosnia for a long time, and many firms that have been profitable have now gone bankrupt and then been sold for peanuts, and only those that political elite has made money out of that. So we want that to be sort of revisited, and everybody involved in corrupt privatizations be punished accordingly. Another demand is that all the demonstrators, we hear reports now they're going to be charged with terrorism, because we have seen burning, we have seen violence, police brutality, but now those demonstrators have been arrested. They're pressing terrorism charges against them, which is obviously a police state apparatus or tool of scaring people into from not joining the protests and the movement. However, they will not succeed. We have applied pressure, and it's one of our demands. We want those people liberated. Second or third demand is the resignation of people in cantonal sort of councils. And the fourth demand was the forming of expert government that will not include people from the ruling political parties until the elections. That's very important as well. And so this is the first time that people have articulated clearly in 4 points their demands. Now we're going to see the politicians, how they react. But this is the people power. This is we're going back to Athens now in terms of democracy, and the citizens themselves, without the middleman, demand justice.
And Emir, maybe the last question. I think one of the obstacles is how you reach the masses, the people, because it seems that the mass media here is not really helping.
Of course, the mass media is in the hands of the political parties. Obviously, the corruption is rampant in Bosnia and Herzegovina, as is in many countries around Europe. So the mass media is in the hands of private business, and that private business also is in the hands of the political parties, ruling political parties, or the ruling political elite. So the spin against demonstrators has been huge and very, very negative. However, I think with these kind of plenums, where 1,000 people come, and with Facebook and other social networking sort of apparatuses, we will get to the people. So this is only the beginning.
Yeah, so what's next?
The next is, well, we have to give a time limit on those demands, and then we're going to continue the protests. So nobody really at this point knows what next. The state apparatus defending their private interests obviously is going to crack down on us. So firstly, we want those terrorism charges to go away. We want headhunting of the activists to stop. But I don't think that is going to happen. However, what's going to happen next is $1 million question, but this is a positive thing that has happened until now. What has happened is extremely positive. Citizens are spontaneously getting organized. That's huge. And we're going to continue with that. So what has happened up to now is extremely positive.
Yeah.
We need to think about that. So the next step is it will come from the people.
Yeah, and
people
it's pretty much for 10 days of protest.
Okay, exactly. In 10 days you have seen the changes that we've done here in 10 days, which shows that people power works. And with people united, you apply pressure and they have to reply.
Yeah.
So we don't know. It's tricky. Bosnian political situation is extremely tricky and complicated, but we are positive that we are on sort of onto something here, and the structure, the way we organize, the way we link is working, and we're just going to continue on that. We're just going to continue and build the movement, and then hopefully we'll get rid of all the sort of corrupt oligarchs that we have.
Thank you, Amir. Maybe lastly, anything that you want to say to activists around the world that may watch it and, you know...
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think the activists around the world are those who are inspiring us here in Sarajevo. I don't have any specific
And also
message.
Inspired by your actions in these last 10 days.
Yeah, I hope that they, in whichever way they've deemed possible, or they support this, the activism and demonstrations occurring in Sarajevo. And here I stress, the only part of it that was violent was on the 7th, and even that was not. That was a segment of the demonstration. Everything else that occurred throughout the past week was peaceful citizens, riot against demonstration. Not even riot. Riot qualifies some form of some form of violence. These are non-violent demonstrations where people are claiming their rights. Please support us in every way you find possible, and keep inspiring us, because this is this is a dialogue and an inspiration moment for us, and I guess for everybody else everywhere.
Thanks a lot.